So, I mean, there's a lot of music that's put out, speaking on the same shit. You know what I'm saying? But that song just came across my feed. I listened to it, and I'm just like, man, this is a prime example of what's wrong with a lot of these women, man, and their mindset. Sitting there praising that boy.
Here we go. How Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion brainwash younger women.
I'm in this to expose people like her. Her music is making people sick. Cardi B, her ideology is making people sick. What is her ideology? It is the thought ideology. It is the ideology of fishy smelling wop.
What is this bullshit about?
I said it once, I said it twice, and I'm gonna say it a third time. Who's actually thinking about seriously having a daughter in 2020 and beyond in today's society, where we have artists like Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion that are able to come out with a video putting praise on their box and their used box, to put it nicely, and it gets promoted heavily all over the news, all over the media. They're treated like celebrities, and they're not held accountable for the damage and destruction that they're doing on the young females and young males' minds that are growing up in the future generations moving forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, my name is Kid Vicious, and today we will be discussing a video made by this gentleman. I don't know what his name is, I don't feel like looking it up, so I'm just going to call him Alex Jones Jr. for the remainder of this video. You're going to find out why in a few moments.
Now, before we get into this article that was put out by The Guardian, I want to share with you some of the lyrics to this song, just to give you an idea, if you've never heard of this song, what exactly is being promoted and what is being pushed out, and why we have so many single mothers, and why 90% of single parent households are mothers. And honestly, the young women that are growing up that are listening to this music come from single mother households. And I say that unapologetically, and I say that from experience. No father, and I mean no father, in his right mind will share this music directly to his daughter growing up.
Yes, thank you, Captain Obvious. We already knew you weren't supposed to listen to this song with your children. That is why there is a parental advisory sticker on the cover of the single.
Unless there is a female that is heavily influencing this beta male's life and pouring her thoughts and her ideologies and her music into his life and the daughter's life. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage, which we all know is Cap. Obviously, she doesn't have a little garage. That thing's probably just massive down there, especially since she worked her way up from being a stripper. You're not fooling anyone.
She's not trying to fool anybody.
And then she also says, pay my tuition just to kiss me on this wet A punani. No high value male's ever going to put his lips anywhere near you in general, and especially not near that smelly fish box. If he eat my A, he's a bottom feeder. Big D stand for big demeanor. I can make you bust before I ever meet ya. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. So basically what she's saying here is, all I have to offer to you as a man is this wet box, which is not even wet, which is not even a little garage like she says. It's been used, it's been ran through, it's been abused, but she won't tell you these things because she had to work her way up. Like she said also in the lyrics, she said it herself. She said, I spit on his mic and now he's trying to sign me. So if you spit on his mic and now he's trying to sign you, and we know you started off as a stripper and you worked your way up into the music industry and you were signed, how do you still have a little garage and how do you still have a wet pee if it's been ran through? And then instead of being a good influence and a good role model,
You serious?
What on God's green earth gave you the impression that rappers are supposed to be role models? Let me ask you something. Was Tay-K a good role model? What about all those Chirac drill rappers? Were they good role models? Are they good role models, I should say?
What'd you say before that, man?
Fuck two.
Fuck two. Fuck two. Fuck two.
Shoot him. Shoot him in his head. Shoot him in his head. You got a point right here. Boom. Fuck two.
Shut up!
Say fuck two.
Fuck two.
Fuck two.
People listen to rap for the same reason they watch Scarface. They're not looking for role models, they're looking for entertainment. Believe you me, there is a difference.
Well, you don't know how to, because clearly you have Jezebel spirit in you and a succubus spirit, and you're being used by the devil.
Call me a heretic, but I really don't see what's so demonic about two consenting adults making a song about having sex with other consenting adults.
You instead promote being a hoe, which in turn creates generations upon generations of future females that grow up being a hoe.
How exactly? How does a 5-minute long song somehow fuck up an entire generation?
And what really gets me is this article that we're about to read. I'm gonna skim through it. I don't want to read all of it, but it's put out by The Guardian. You know, that's a pretty big publishing company. They have a lot of influence. And this title is ridiculous, guys. It says Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's Wet AP should be celebrated, not scolded. The hit collaboration between the two rappers has become a belated song of the summer, empowering women and enraging prudes along the way. I guess you're a prude for having some moral compass and some moral values.
No, you're a prude if you use the word Jezebel unironically.
You see, guys, we're living in the end of times. And I hate to be the guy that's like, oh, we're living in the end of times. We're living in the very beginning of the end of the times.
Oh, fuck off.
Visually, the message is about women enjoying and women celebrating being sexy. Female response has largely been overwhelmingly positive since its premiere on August 7th. Christina Aguilera posted a photo of herself saying the song, quote, made her feel some type of way, end quote, because she can relate to being a used up thought that made it into the music industry and doesn't give a care about the younger generations that she's affecting by putting out and promoting this music.
This song is not meant for children. Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion are rappers. This song is like every other rap song ever made. It's for adults, not children.
Instead of taking a stand for morality and taking a stand for making women great again.
Oh, make women great again. Okay, I get it now. Women in general are the problem. I get it. Okay, I see, says the black man. Yeah, that sounds very healthy.
Instead, let's shame men that try to correct this behavior.
Yes, men who act like they've never seen titties on the internet before.
And try to bring back, you know, maybe family units.
What does that have to do with this song?
And maybe feminine women.
Exactly how is a song about blowjobs not feminine? Can you think of anything more feminine than sucking dick? Because I certainly can't.
Maybe women that aren't so hypersexualized, but you know what? Men like this get shamed. Men that speak out about this don't ever go viral.
Oh no, they go viral all right. They may not get the response they want, but they do go viral.
Men that speak out about this are put away and quickly dismissed and actually even canceled. When in fact, a lot of you guys that say, I have misogynistic tendencies or I talk about women in a certain type of way, I actually care about women or I wouldn't be making a video like this.
Yeah, you care, you just care way too much.
I don't have a daughter, but I do have a sister.
Hey, same here.
And my young sister is heavily influenced by music like this. She is 11 years old.
My sister's 11 years old too. She doesn't listen to rap or hip hop or anything like that, but if by some weird ass chance she actually heard the uncensored version of this song, she wouldn't be influenced by it because I know for a fact she wouldn't understand most of the words.
And when music like this goes trending on YouTube, she has a YouTube account, she has a Snapchat. Kids at earlier ages have social media, they're able to have access to this kind of content. And when I see artists like this being promoted heavily, I have an issue with this, especially being from multi-cultures. I know the effect it has on someone that's like my sister, that's a minority, that sees these two artists and sees that, hey, these women are just kind of like, they look like me, and they've made it to the top, and they have all the success, they have money, they have fast cars, and they have this glamorous lifestyle.
Yes, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion have made a lot of money because they have created a product that a lot of people are willing to buy and spend money on. They are entertainers who have created entertainment that entertains people. I don't see what the problem is here.
So what did they do to get there? And these women here are promoting being promiscuous, being disgusting in order to work their way up and, quite frankly, take advantage of men. We've had Cardi B, who's a mother, talk about drugging wealthy men and then taking their money, stealing from them, working her way up.
Listening to this song does not mean that you endorse Cardi B drugging men. Everybody knows that what Cardi B did was wrong. The person who wrote the article that you're reading right now probably agrees that what Cardi B did was wrong. The vast majority of people listening to this song on a regular basis agree what Cardi B did was wrong. People are not listening to this song because they endorse what Cardi B did. They're listening to the song because they like the song.
But then instead of correcting this behavior, we have major news outlets who are controlled by the elites that love to feed into this and promote it because it further divides the country, it further divides the family unit. Once you break up the family unit, you have access to more and more people to influence and to destroy, especially when you remove the father. That's the number one thing they're after. Halle Berry tweeted, oh, that's a great role model. She went out to her car to enjoy the song away from her children.
Okay, so Halle Berry thinks that kids shouldn't be listening to this song, which is what you were literally just advocating for. But no, go ahead and tell us how this is somehow a bad thing.
Well, that should show you that's a red flag right there. If you had to go away from your children to enjoy a song, at least you didn't listen to it around your children. But it's women like this, Christina Aguilera, Halle Berry. These are not role model type of women. These are not women that women should aspire to be. But the media continues to promote and uplift these types of women because it feeds their agenda and it destroys the family unit.
Alright, so if Halle Berry and Christina Aguilera hate the family unit so much, why do they have kids and why did they get married? Also, another question, can you name a woman that isn't trying to destroy the family unit?
Viola Davis retweeted a video of How to Get Away with Murder character Annalise Keating dancing to the song and even reposted a Photoshop version of herself in the cameo of Kylie Jenner. Others like Remy Ma, Azealia Banks, Halsey, JoJo have all publicly voiced their support. They're all feminists. These are all feminists, and the number one thing about feminists, and a lot of you guys already know this, feminists have been ran through, guys. And when I say feminists have been ran through, I'm talking about Brandon Jacobs in his 2010 prime on the New York Giants couldn't even compete with how many times these women have been ran through. No cap.
What Alex just said is not true. In fact, it's not even close to being true. We know through studies and surveys that young adults nowadays are having less sex than the generations that came before them. We also know that Democrats, aka liberals, aka feminists, are less likely to have sex with someone that doesn't share their political views.
Like, they're running through men during their career. And they're promoting it. And we see how they turn out. They have mental illness. They can't sleep without drugs, guys. They can't sleep good at night because they constantly are promoting this lifestyle and this hypersexualization of women, and instead, in return, all it creates is further division. All right, so let me chill out. Still, the backlash was almost immediate. Scores of people took to the internet to defame the women for celebrating their genitalia and coital desires in a manner not reserved for male rappers or singers, Republican pundits, and
Did you notice that? Did you see what he just did there? You know, how he just skimmed over that one part? You know, 21 Savage and Snoop Dogg will make a million songs about fucking bitches, but he won't say nothing. Cardi and Meg make a song about fucking dudes, the sky is falling.
Pump, and politicians called it disgusting and vile and claimed it's what happens when children are raised without God. Duh. How is that offensive to people?
Oh, for fuck's sake. This has nothing to do with God. The most religious motherfucker on planet Earth gets horny at some point.
Oh, well, I know how it's offensive, but I'm saying they're telling the truth, guys. This is what happens ever since the 1960s, and I'm gonna get into this right now. Ever since the 1960s, we've had sexual liberation through feminism. So we have all this liberation sexually, and then on top of that, we remove God from the schools.
Yes, we took God out of the schools because the founding fathers of this country said that we should have a separation between church and state. Do you want to live in a theocracy? Because I certainly don't.
We remove any sense of a moral compass.
No, each individual person still has a moral compass. You're just butthurt because their moral compass is different than yours.
And this is what happens. This is what it creates. Disgusting, vile, nasty females. And listen, if you want to live your life like this as a woman, hey, more power to you. Do not expect to get married. Do not expect to have a high value man ever wait and line up for you in the future. Do not expect to have any sympathy once you do hit the wall, and once you get illnesses and diseases and you're passed around and you're looked upon as a promiscuous woman.
The idea that only thots listen to music like this is so childish, bro. That's like saying that if you like Eminem, you must be a psychotic crackhead.
Because these are the same women that get mad at men when we sexualize them and we think about them only for when they are, in fact, they can only sell their music based off of. But oh wait, you can't talk about it as a man because you're a man and you can't talk about it. Only we can sexualize ourselves. You see, guys, it doesn't add up. Ben Shapiro went viral after reciting the lyrics, calling it vulgar, which I did happen to see. That was hilarious.
No, that was annoying.
He would later tweet that his wife, a doctor, had diagnosed the rappers with a slew of vaginal illnesses or issues, including, guys, they have so many men's seeds up inside them. All these different male characteristics start to come out. This is why music like this is coming out, because those male seeds.
What are you talking about? People have been making songs like this for generations. My mother used to listen to music like this when she was in high school.
All the male personalities that are in them, all that male energy has to eventually come out. And it comes out through their music, it comes out through their body language, it comes out through how they act. This is what happens, guys. With all things considered, in the midst of an unprecedented pandemic, an unmitigated economic disaster looming, and an upcoming presidential election with climate change hanging constantly in the background, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion enjoying promiscuous intercourse.
So you want to explain again how you're not a prude?
Should be the least of concerns in the world. Let women enjoy arousal, consensual, and the song WAP. You know what? I agree. Let them enjoy the song, but don't expect a man of substance, a man of high value, a man of character, a man of morals, a good, quote unquote, good man to ever get with you. Ever.
A quote unquote good man would not obsess over what kind of music his significant other is listening to. Let's do a hypothetical here, ladies and gentlemen, real quick. If a woman didn't want to associate with me, didn't want to have a relationship with me solely based on the music that I listen to, I'm not losing sleep over that. I'm just not. I don't give a shit how good looking she is. I don't give a shit how much money she's got. If she don't like the music I'm listening to, she can kick rocks.
To ever even be in your presence. Don't expect this. Don't expect to ever land a man when you've given yourself away. It's really disgusting, unfortunate, and I fear for my little sister growing up in a generation like this. I fear if you have any young siblings, any daughters, unfortunately, they will be heavily influenced by this media, and they can see that it's the fastest way to money is promoting your body, is promoting.
No, the fastest way to make money is to sell drugs. Come on, man, everybody knows that.
But they don't talk about the long-term consequences of this, and women don't tend to think long-term and realize that their actions right now will have consequences later on in life. Listen, as long as this is out there and being promoted, I'm completely checked out. I don't promote this stuff. If you have any friends that promote this kind of stuff, that listen to it, think it's funny, you gotta cut them off. If you have any daughters, you better not be letting her listen to this. I'm telling you guys, don't be a fool.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pay close attention to the rest of this video. I want you to listen to this and try to tell me with a straight face that this does not sound like something that Alex Jones would say.
So I'll end on this note. This is definitely the elite's plan to further destroy the family unit so they have easier access to us as men and individuals in general, men and women, because once they destroy the father and they get the father out of the household, you know, that's how you break up the whole system within a family. That's how you break up and divide a country. So they're actually doing a pretty good job of doing this. And when you have major news outlets that are promoting this kind of stuff, it just shows you the type of the time we're living in is really corrupt. And this is definitely controlled all by Satan. This is the devil's work. And these are the same media companies that promote BLM, that promote all these pro-racial and inclusion things. But at the same time, when they promote music like this, it destroys minorities, it destroys communities of whether it's you're black, whether you're Hispanic, whatever it is. I represent both sides. It destroys that unit, and it's promoted and praised because on the surface it looks like it's a good thing, but underneath it's actually racist and it's actually promoting racial division. All right, so I wanted to put that out there. Understand what's going on, understand moving forward that obviously the left is in control. Obviously Satan has a good grip on this country. What can we do about it? We can continue to pray for the country. We can continue to be on our purpose. We can continue to focus on ourselves. But moving forward,
The time we are living in. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this again because I cannot stress this enough. People have been making songs like this for decades. This is not anything new. I have an 11-year-old sister, okay? I don't think this generation is doomed, or I don't fear for the future of this country, or any of that bullshit. I know for a fact that this up-and-coming generation is going to be just like every other generation that came before, all right? Some people are going to be millionaires, some people aren't. Some people are going to be thoughts, some people are not. That's just the way it is. That's the way it's always been, and that's the way it's always going to be. Sucking someone's dick for material gain is not a new concept. Meg and Cardi are not the first two people to talk about fucking anything with a pulse.